Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. I am super excited today to show you the Crew Mission Deep Sea. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the first edition of this game, the Crew Quest for Planet 9, and then I'll tell you why I'm really excited about this updated version. Similar game, but a little bit different and I think improved in some really awesome ways. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. So for starters, if you're unfamiliar with this, basically this is a cooperative trick-taking game, which is really interesting to me. It was the first kind of this game that I've played. You think trick-taking game, cooperative, how does that work? Well, basically what you've got here is a deck of cards. You can see these cards here. There are 4 colors, 1 to 9, and then there's 4 trumps, which you have the rocket ships numbered 1 through 4 in this game. So that's your base deck of cards, which doesn't change in this game, except now instead of rocket ships, you have submarines. So you've got that, but this is what really changes, is you've got an exact replica of that minus the spaceships right here in this first game. And so as you're completing tasks or objectives, you might have a certain amount out on the table of these small cards. And so if I take the yellow 7 and have that in front of me, I have to win the trick that has the yellow 7 in it. And everyone on the team is trying to help me to accomplish that goal. But there might be someone else who has to win the blue 1 and someone else who has to win the pink 6. And so we're working together to try and make sure each person, whatever they have in front of them, they're winning that card in a trick. And the other thing that you have in this game that you don't have in the other one are some pieces with numbers and different things like that that just showcase the order in which you have to win these. So really fun game, really engaging. I love it. It is super fun. It's one you can jump onto, and once you get the basic concept for what you're trying to do, going through this logbook, this very thick logbook, half of it's rules, but the back half is all this logbook, 50 different missions that you can go on. I've played with a handful of people, my wife and another couple, for a while now, and we're at about 30, and we have put a decent amount of hours into it. So I love that you can pick it up and just play any time you want. So all of that would be true for this new game. The big difference that I want to show you here that I am super excited about is these objective or task cards right here. So instead of just being a replica of the deck that you have a number of different things here. So this one, for instance, says, I will win a trick of which the card values are all less than 7. And so that's just, it's an interesting dynamic for these being much more specific what you're trying to win. So this one says, I will win the yellow 1. So you'd have that in front of you. So everyone would know, hey, I need to win the yellow 1, which I love that it's just printed right on the card what you're supposed to do. I didn't really recognize this, but we played with another group, and with the small cards in this game, it can be kind of confusing. You're looking out, and sometimes you're communicating, so you're putting bigger cards out, and it can be a little bit confusing as to what you're trying to accomplish. But with this new updated game, I love that they just have right there, very clear, I will win this, I will do this, I will do that, I will win at least 1 card of each color, I will win the first 3 tricks. There's all sorts of different things in the game, which I think are super cool. And the way the logbook works here is there is a little flotation device there that has a number in it. And so depending on the number of people you're playing with, if it said 1, you'll just go until you find one that has a difficulty rating of 1. And then you'll put that out. So I will win a 3. So for the very first round, you just have to have whoever has that card, whoever the captain is, I think that's still what it's called, that person would have to win that card. Once you do, you move on to the next round. And the next round says it's a difficulty rating of 2. So if you're playing with 3, 4, or 5 players, the difficulty rating changes. So I just really, honestly love both of these games, and I love the changes that they've made to this. I think that it kind of addressed some issues that I didn't even know this first game had, but I'm sure other people mentioned that to them, and good on Cosmos for changing out those rules and addressing those things. So I'm super excited about this new version of this game, and if you don't believe me, maybe you should just play it for yourself and see how fun it is. It is really fun. I think cooperative games, specifically when you're all on a team, can really help with just different games, different crews, different people that you have together, different crews. And so that is basically the gist of this game, and that's what I wanted to let you guys know. So hopefully that gives you a touch and a taste of what this new game is, what it does, and why it may or may not be right for you. Thanks.